Welcome to another episode of Mystic Mondays. I'm your host, Monica Bay, also known as the Healer in Heels, ready to bring you into the world of all things mystic. Join me for a journey of spiritual growth, enlightenment, and self-actualization as we explore the wonderful world of mysticism where no gifted soul gets left behind. If you'd like to call in live to the show, dial 678-495-4345. And now, get ready for Mystic Mondays with me, Monica Bay. Hello, and welcome to Mystic Mondays. I'm your host, Monica Bay, also known as the Healer in Heels. I am an energy healer and a psychic medium and a spiritual teacher. And I named this show Mystic Mondays because I have a passion for mysticism and all things mystic and spiritual evolution and development. So let's get into it. Today's show is going to be all about the power in your hands. Our hands are so powerful. We have so much power within us. And a lot of times we attribute our power or look to something external for our power, when in actuality, all the power that we need is within us. And as human beings, as spiritual beings living in human bodies, our hands are actually one of the most powerful tools that we have for manifestation, for a lot of different things. So we're really going to get into the power in your hands today, and we're going to touch upon a lot of different things, a lot of different techniques, and it's going to be a great show. So first, before we get into that, it's now time for Mystic Message. All right. So today's mystic message. So as you guys know, those of you who watch often, before every show, I actually go into a deep meditation to see what message is for everyone today, and the message the universe has for people today. And I believe that whatever message I receive is what is mostly needed for all of you watching at home. And so today's message is all about happiness. So a lot of times we attribute our happiness to things outside of ourselves, just like I said earlier about us attributing our power to things outside of ourselves. A lot of times we attribute our happiness, or we rely on things outside of ourselves for our happiness. If we say things like, oh, if I only had a lot of money, I would be happy. Or if I only had, a lot of friends, I would be happy. If I only had this type of lifestyle, I would be happy. And all of these things that we attribute to our happiness is, oftentimes in most of society, external to us. But the reality is that happiness lies within you, and you are in complete control over your own happiness, regardless of your circumstances. So that's really the main message today. Happiness is a choice. So I say that because a lot of times we're like, well, you can't have any control over someone, upsetting you and things like that. So how can happiness be a choice? Well, let me explain. Happiness is a choice because no matter what's happening in your circumstances, your immediate reaction to something is you have very little control over your immediate reaction to a circumstance, to another person, things like that. Because sometimes we just, react in a particular way. So someone may piss you off, right? You're human. It's okay to get upset if someone does something, but about 2 seconds after that initial reaction, you are in complete control. And by that, I mean, because you have the choice after 2 seconds, once you realize, okay, this person made me angry, you have a choice to whether or not you want to allow that to carry forward, or whether you want to shift that mood and shift those circumstances and that energy within yourself. So if someone, for instance, like I said, if someone upsets you, you have an option right then and there. As soon as you get upset, you have that option to shift your mood and change your circumstances and change your energy. And it's really also about self-love, because if you have self-love and you really truly love yourself and love your spirit and your body, and you want to actually make sure that it maintains health and it maintains balance, obviously negative energy, negative emotions disrupt that balance within ourselves. So again, happiness and attributing the happiness to internal and to the power that you have within is about self-love, because you love yourself enough not to allow yourself to get out of balance, and not to allow anything external to start to affect you. So how do you how do you shift your mood? How do you create that happiness even when you're in the midst of chaos? It's all about taking control. First, you have to understand that you have that ability to do, and then you just have to take the onus on yourself and take control of your mood and not allow that to carry forward into days, weeks, months. Because again, what happens is when you allow that negative energy, those negative emotions to fester, your body can start breaking down on you. You can have all kinds of negative results, whether you end up with, a mood disorder, you can end up with a mental disorder, you can end up with physical disorders just because of your emotional state over a long period of time. And those things build up. So this is why it's important. And again, I said it's self-love because it's self-care. And so it's important to remember that happiness lies within you and that you have the ability to change that. So how to shift that is simply meditation or grounding techniques. And so you don't have to actually meditate for an hour or something like that, or even 5 minutes. You can shift your mood within a minute just by simply going into a meditative state and grounding yourself, doing either grounding exercises. One good grounding exercise is standing with your feet planted or sitting with your feet planted and visualizing roots going from your feet into the ground and drawing up the earth's energy. And you can be in a building. You don't have to actually be flat on the actual ground to do that. But you can, do that and create that groundedness. And also meditation naturally grounds you. So these are very, very, great tools in order for you to actually, start to control your energy. Also, if you don't like meditation or you're not into that, this is Mystic Monday, so you should be into meditation. But if you're not into that, another tool that you can use outside of meditation is simply shifting your mood by reminding yourself of something positive that's going on in your life right now, or something, reminding yourself of a positive circumstances in the moment right now. And that's why mindfulness is so important. A lot of times when we have a reaction of fear, of anger, of frustration, our mindset is either in the past or in the future. And I say that because fear is about the future. It's usually not about what's happening right now. Now, granted, if you're getting mauled by a lion right now, that fear is in the moment, and it's about now. But generally speaking, we're not getting mauled by lions right now. So the general, usually your fear is about the future and what you believe might happen. And so you're afraid. So you're not in the present moment, you're in the future. And also anger, you're in the past because you're angry about something that just happened or happened a while ago. That's usually not in the present moment. And that's why bringing yourself back into the present moment is so important to your well-being. And this is what meditation does, but you can also bring yourself into the present moment by reminding yourself right now, is there really anything wrong? Am I okay? Am I alive? Whatever positive things are going on in your life, remind yourself of that. And that can help to shift your mood into something much more positive. So again, remember the mystic message today is all about your happiness, and that happiness is a choice. So you never have to become a victim to your emotions. Okay, a lot of people think that their emotions are something that take over them, that control you. But the reality is you control your emotions. And as soon as you realize that, then that's when you really have the control. When you give the control to your emotions, then you lose control because everything is about your permission. You have the ability and the power over all of your energy in your body. And that includes your energy, your emotional body, your physical body, your spiritual body, and your mental body. All of those things you have control over. Nothing else has control over you. And that is the mystic message for today. So now let's talk about Mystic Challenge. So today's Mystic Challenge. So today's Mystic Challenge is going to be, for all of you who don't know, every most episodes, we do a Mystic Challenge. So the Mystic Challenge is going to be, you call in to 678-495-4345, and you get to answer a question. It's a challenge question, and it's multiple choice. And today's prize is, if you answer the question correctly, you get a prize. And today's prize is a labradorite. I always say that wrong. Labradorite stone, which I have personally programmed with immense power, that is going to help you have stronger hand chakras. And we're going to talk about what all that means later today. But that's really going to basically make you stronger at manifesting and doing different things with your hands, which we're going to talk all about the hands today. So that's something that is definitely going to help you move forward. And so that is the prize today. So if you want to take part in the challenge today, all you have to do is call 678-495-4345 and answer a challenge question. All right. And it'll be fun. So let's talk a little bit about the power in your hands. So like I said, today's all about the power in your hands. So it's important to understand, why are your hands powerful? Earlier, I said that your hands are one of the most powerful tools that we have as spiritual beings in these physical human bodies. And that's because our hands have chakras in them, and our hands have power in them. So our hands actually have 7 chakras. So you have a main chakra in the palm of your hand, and then you have chakras at the tips of each finger, and then you have another chakra at your wrist, right below the palm of your hand. So these chakras are extremely important chakras in order to understand how you can move energy, how you can manifest things, how you can project things through your hands. And we're definitely going to teach you all of those things today. So it's going to be a fun, packed, filled show with all of that information. So your chakras are, for those of you who are not that familiar with chakras are energy centers. And this is why this is so exciting. So energy centers, they're basically spinning vortexes, and they can project and receive energy, and they have a lot of power in them. And your chakras actually in your hand and all your chakras throughout your body. First of all, a lot of people think of the chakras just as the 7 main chakras that you see in diagrams and that you hear about, but we actually have hundreds of chakras in our bodies. In our body. And all of those chakras do different things, and they're all interconnected, and they affect our physical body, our spiritual body, our mental body, and our emotional body. So that's pretty much your whole self. So the hands in your chakra, the chakras in your hands are extremely important. The center chakra, the chakra in the palm of your hand is a commanding chakra. And this is important. And what I mean by commanding chakra is that if you put the palm of your hand over any energy in anything, and you move your hand, because your chakra in your hand is actually a commanding chakra, whatever energy you put over it, that energy has to flow in the direction that you're moving your hand, because it's following that chakra, because your chakra is a commanding chakra. Now, this is that's a key tidbit of information to understand. And we're going to, dial into that a lot later to really understand the true power of just that fact. But it's a commanding chakra. And what happens is, for instance, if you want to, make your energy flow better. Maybe you're having some circulation issues because, again, the circulation of your blood also follows the line of the circulation and flow of your life force energy. And so if you need more circulation, for instance, in your arm or your hand, you could either take one of your hands and move it slowly over the hand, over your arm, and the blood will start to flow in that direction. Because again, the palm of your hand, the chakra is in the palm of your hand is a commanding chakra, and it's very, very powerful. So what happens out of the palm of your hand, which is important to understand, is healing energy. And so this is why I'm so excited about today's episode, because our hands are so, so powerful, and healing energy naturally comes out of everyone's hands. So no matter who you are, you have healing energy coming out of your hands. And so everyone's naturally a healer, basically. And some people who are natural born energy healers that are, some people are just more powerful in that healing ability naturally, but everyone has the ability to heal with their hands. And healing energy comes out of it. And that's why when you have a headache, you put your hand over your head. When you have a stomach ache, you put your hand over your stomach and it starts to feel better. That's because healing energy is naturally coming out of your hands. So we're going to talk a lot more about that in a minute after the break. But I would just like to say hello to our friends at WDJY 99.1 FM. And you are watching Mystic Mondays with Monica Bay. And I'll see you after this. Monica Bay here, also known as the Healer in Heels, and I am so excited to bring to you a rare opportunity to experience a dynamic healing in person with me. I am here at Batch, where we are going to hold this event, and it is going to be amazing. During this 2-hour group healing, I am going to remove all those things that are holding you back in life, and then I'm going to set your energy to be in alignment for achieving your goals. I am a natural-born energy healer and psychic medium who has developed my gifts and magnified them over the past 25 years. This is a rare opportunity and space is limited. Hurry and get your tickets at the link below because this event is sure to sell out. Get ready to go on a journey of transformation, and I will see you there. Hi, welcome back to Mystic Mondays with Monica Bay. You are watching Mystic Mondays, and today we are talking about the power in your hands and just how powerful our hands are, and so excited to really have a chance to talk to you guys about this and hopefully teach you guys something you may not have known about your hands and how you can use them and how you can magnify the power of them. But first, I just want to say you can now watch and listen to all exclusive content and uncensored content 24/7 at uimediaapp.com. Also, for information about the services I provide, go to monicabay.com. That's spelled B-E-Y. monicabay.com, book a consultation, and we can talk. Now, going back to the palm of your hands, and we're talking about how healing energy naturally comes out of the palm of your hand. So like I was saying before the break, if you put your hand, if you have a headache and you put your hand over your, over your forehead, your headache starts to feel better. It may come back, but it starts to feel better. And then same thing, if you have pain anywhere, our natural inclination is to put our hand over something that hurts. And the reason why is because this is something innate to us. This is something that is pre-programmed in our DNA that we already know that we have the ability to do. Yet in our society, we forget. We forget our power. We forget that we have this energy coming out of us. And so the healing energy that naturally comes out of your hand can heal. And you have the ability to actually magnify that and make it stronger. And that's why some people can be taught to be healers and other people are just natural healers. So again, when I say natural healers, everyone's a natural healer. It's just a matter of what level of intensity the healing energy comes out of you naturally. For instance, me, I'm a natural born healer. It comes out of me very intensely. But someone who may not have that natural spiritual gift of more potent healing energy, they can still be taught to do that. It's because we have that innate ability, and you can be taught to increase the power of the healing energy that comes out of your hands. So, like I said earlier, the palm of your hand is the chakra in the palm of your hand is a commanding chakra. So if you move it over anything, that energy will flow in that direction. So really, that's how you're able to move energy. And how that becomes important when first of all, let me explain what meridians are. Meridians are energy pathways that go from your chakras through the rest of your body. So if you imagine, they're little energy rivers that kind of go throughout your entire body. They connect to all your organs. They connect to every area of your body, every organ, every section of your body, the meridians flow to, and they flow from the chakras to those different areas to the body. So when you hear about chakras being connected to organs, they're connected through meridian systems. And these meridian systems kind of mimic the vascular system. And also, some of them mimic the neurological system. So if you picture, all of your nerve endings in the body, how all of those energy channels are within the body, and also your veins, they're pretty much everywhere and they go everywhere. That's pretty much kind of what the meridian system looks like if you were to see a diagram of it. So when you can heal yourself through healing your meridians and making sure the energy flows, because part of what makes illness and part of what, especially when our physical body is breaking down, is blockages in those meridians. So when we talk about energy blockages, we talk about energy blockages in the chakra, but we also talk about energy blockages in the meridians because, like I said, the meridians flow from the chakra to the rest of the body. And so if you were to put your hand over a meridian pathway to help the energy to flow better because maybe it's stuck, maybe you have a symptom that's showing you that particular meridian has a reduced energy flow. You can simply do that by putting the palm of your hand over that meridian pathway. And it's amazing how fast, and this is a self-healing tool and technique that you have. Again, we're talking about the power in your hands. Your hands are so powerful. You have the ability to heal yourself with your hands, no matter what your level of expertise is in this. You have the ability to do that. And better yet, you have the ability to maximize that and to magnify your own natural ability. So that's super exciting. Now, to activate the chakras in your hands, because a lot of people, like I said, everyone has these chakras in their hands. Everyone has the power that's coming out of them naturally. But when we want to talk about magnifying it or, making it a lot stronger and starting to really work with it, you can actually activate those chakras more in your hands. So one way of activating is to hold your hands with your palms facing each other and just, kind of close together. And then you just start to become aware. You kind of have to get into a little bit of a relaxed, focused state. And so you just put your palms of your hands close together, facing each other, and start to feel the energy in between that. And so I use words like energy, and sometimes people don't know what energy is supposed to feel like. So I'll use different descriptive words. So sometimes it can feel like a density. Sometimes it can feel like a pressure between the hands. Sometimes it can feel like tingling or heat between the hands. And that's when you're feeling the energy coming out of the hands. And then if you once you're able to feel that more strongly, and then you start to separate them and separate them more and separate them more and feel more, then you're actually increasing the power of your ability to sense. That's what the activation of those chakras is all about, is not just activating the power in your hands, but also activating the sensors, because your hands are able to sense energy as well and read energy. And we're going to talk definitely more about reading energy with your hands later. And that's really an exciting topic. So another thing that you can do to activate the chakras in your hands is to hold labradorite. And again, I always mess up that the name of that stone, but it's called a labradorite. It's called a labradorite stone. And it's a wonderfully powerful stone. It helps to increase psychic ability. It helps to increase the power of anything that you're doing, really. It's a power stone. So if you hold just hold a stone of labradorite in your hand, and it will start to activate that chakra automatically. Now, you have to hold it for a while for it to do that, but especially if you're meditating or something, you put a labradorite in your hand, and it'll start to activate that chakra and help to magnify that and make it even stronger. Another way to activate your chakras is to rub your hands together. So if you rub your hands together, what happens is it creates friction, and that friction excites your sensors. So that is, again, if you're trying to read energy with your hands and that sensory information, you're trying to feel energy. And again, these are all ways that you can actually start to really make your hands stronger in terms of the power that comes out of them, but also in terms of being able to sense energy with your hands. So that's everything in regarding the activation of the chakras in your hands and helping to magnify that. So I also want to talk about, when we're talking about hands, a lot of times sometimes we have pain in our hands and things like that. It's also important to understand that your body speaks to you. Your body speaks to you when something's wrong. And so the information in your hands actually starts to give you messages of things that are wrong with your body, or things that are wrong with you emotionally, or things that are wrong with you spiritually, on your path, things like that. So your hands are actually very symbolic of what you're doing in the world. And I say symbolic, meaning spiritually symbolic. So this is how your spirit can communicate with you, is through your hands as well, by letting you know when something's off. So when you have issues with your hands, swelling, pain, anything like that, don't ignore it. Pay attention to what the message is there, because there is definitely a message, and there's a reason why they're swelling. So when you think about spiritual symbolism, so the hands are spiritually symbolic of what you're doing in the world, and how you're doing that, and your satisfaction with those things of what you're doing in the world. And an example, again, of swelling and inflammation, if you have swelling and inflammation in your hands, oftentimes it means because you're being overworked or you're overwhelmed. Also, you could be feeling stuck in the world, feeling like you don't know where to go, feeling like you're on a hamster wheel, that kind of thing. And also that, you're not on the right path, or it could be some confusion about your path, or there could be some angst about wanting to do something that you're just not doing. And again, those things come from your soul, because your soul knows why you're here. Your soul knows why it came here. And if you're not doing what it wants you to do, sometimes it will speak to you through your body. And so today we're talking about the hands. So we're just going to focus on how it can speak to you through your hands. So I'll give you an example. So there's such a thing as trapped energy. If you're feeling stuck or stressed, you can have trapped energy in your hands. And that's really what swelling is. Swelling, from an energy standpoint, is all about the energy actually comes into your hands and basically gets stuck and trapped. And so that's why your hand swells. I'm talking about from an energy level. Now, a biologist will tell you it's cells rushing too, but what makes those cells rush? Energy. So everything starts on the energy level. So the swelling in your hands, inflammation in your hands, that is energy that's rushing to your hands and staying there, basically, and not flowing, because energy should always be fluid. It should always be flowing throughout your entire body, including your hands. So a lot of times that could be because you're feeling stuck. Again, the energy is stuck. You're feeling stuck in life. You may have fear around what you're doing. You may have fear that's stopping you from moving forward, because fear can be crippling. And again, going back to the mystic message today about happiness, being able to backtrack and back away from that fear, being able to change that mode, not focused on it being in the future, but focused in the now, being able to really take control over that. So you can also hold on to things, holding on to things that you no longer need to hold on to. Those are things that can really affect your life on, a day-to-day basis, and really start to affect your hands. When your hands are swelling, you have to pay attention. And if you have any pain in your hands or anything odd is going on with your hands, pay attention, go within, find the message, see what's actually happening, and then you have to correct the issue. Because if you don't correct the issue, it's just going to keep happening. So again, it's about, taking action and making sure that, you're actually taking care of yourself and doing what you're allowing your soul to guide you on your path, allowing your soul to really, really take control in the reins. Because a lot of times, our souls know why we're here, but we have so many complexities within us that don't always allow our soul to run the show. Oftentimes our ego gets in the way. There's a lot of, pain and trauma. Different parts of ourselves can get in the way, but your soul is really the one that should be running the show. And so going internally, tuning in and being able to focus on that and getting those messages allows you to really be on your path and be rightly guided. So also in your hands, there is, coded energy. So what you can do if you ever have issues with your hands, you can tune in to your hand, tune into the energy of your hand. And by tuning in, I mean just have an awareness, focus on the energy inside of your hand. And you don't have to think about how to do it, just do it. Because again, this is an innate ability that everyone has. So you don't actually have to worry about, well, what steps do I need to do in order to, do this? In order to tune in, what does that mean? How do I tune into my hand? Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. That's what I always tell my clients. And when I say that, they immediately do it. But when you start to think too much about it, that's when you start to, go into, well, I don't know what I'm doing, and confusion. So all you have to do is become aware of the energy in your hand. Give it a few minutes, a few seconds, become aware of it, and ask yourself questions. What does this energy feel like? How, and you use emotional words. Does it feel angry? Does it feel frustrated? Does it feel stuck? Does it feel, happy? Whatever those things are. And then you start to read and start to decode the coding in that energy of your hand. So I hope all that makes sense. So, but we're going to get more into that and more into some really fun stuff that you can actually do with your hands, and including manifestation and including psychic touch. We're going to get into that after the break. But before we do that, I want to also let you know that you can connect with us online, and you can follow us on all social media at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And you've been watching Mystic Mondays with Monica Bay, and we'll be right back after this.
Jessica Joins, author, spiritual coach, and inspirational speaker. Understanding your soul purpose is the most important work you will ever do. It's the key to unlocking your true potential and happiness. And that's why I'm so happy to announce that you now have the opportunity to have your most important soul purpose questions answered by me live on air. That's right. I'll tackle your most important questions about how to step into living your life's true calling on my show, Soul Purpose with Jessica Joins. So if there are big questions or challenges you've been wanting answers to help with your soul purpose journey, here's your chance. Write to me at contact@uimedianetwork.org and you might get a chance to be featured on my show.
Hello, and welcome back to Mystic Mondays. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Healer in Heels. And today we are talking about the power in your hands. And again, super excited about this topic because I can literally talk about this all day. I love this topic, but we have very, very powerful hands. It's one of the most powerful tools that we have as spiritual beings living in these human bodies. And we need to be using them. We need to be using the power that we have been naturally given. And you can literally change your life with your hands. It's absolutely amazing. So earlier, before the break, I was talking about the symbolism of issues that happen in your hands, pain, swelling, and inflammation, things like that. Even joint issues in your hands all have a symbolism, and it's something having to do with what you're doing or not doing in the world. And what your soul wants you to be doing. So again, these are messages you need to pay attention to when you're having issues with your hands. So I'll give you an example of a client that I had one time. So this was a client that had a lot of swelling in her hands for years. And she had been to other healers before me, and they had, successfully removed the energy that was in her hand that was the swelling, but it would come back. And then so when she came to me, I said, okay, well, if it's coming back, that means that they're not getting to the root of the issue. Because if you don't get to the root, then the problem's going to persist, even when you fix the problem. So, otherwise it's just a Band-Aid. So what I did was I, tuned in to her hand. And again, don't think about how to do it, just do it. So I tuned into her hand and read the energy that was in there. And I saw a lot of, her being stuck and, frustrated, her soul really wanting to do something else. What was happening was she was having creative energy. Literally, creative energy was building up in her hands because she was in not law school, she was in medical school. And her parents were pushing her to be a doctor because that's, what, especially with the culture that she comes from, that's like the thing that you're supposed to do is you be a doctor or a lawyer. So she was being pushed to be a doctor, and she was only in school to be a doctor because that's what she was supposed to do. And so, but really what her soul was there to do, what her soul really wanted to do was be creative. Her soul wanted to be an artist. And so when I tapped into that and saw all that creative energy building, it was literally like her soul is like, okay, we have all this creative energy and you're not letting me get it out. So it was just literally building up in her hands. And so what I had her do is I said, well, you're going to need to start using this creative energy because that's the root of the problem. The root of the problem is the actions or the inactions that you're taking. And that's why, as people remove the energy, it's coming back because it's just building back up again because the root issue is that you need to be doing your art. You need to be more creative in the world because that's what you're here for. You're not here to be a doctor or a lawyer, despite what your parents have told you that you need to do. So fast forward, she did those things finally. And now she is the swelling went away. And now she is a very wonderful artist selling $20,000 paintings a piece. So she's very happy and her hands are fine and her soul is happy now. So that is a great example of how, you could be brought off path because of life circumstances, because of other people's opinions, and allowing those opinions to really take hold in your life, and allowing other people to direct you, which really, you should be directing yourself. And you can take advice from people and guidance from people, but you should always check within for the final answer. Is this the direction I should be going in? Is this my path? Is this my path, or is this someone else's path? Because you should only be on your path. So that was a great example of just how, the symbolism, the issues in your hands can really tell you, what's wrong. And that was her soul screaming out, like, I want to be creative. It's literally creative energy building up in her hands. So that was a great example. So next, I want to quickly talk about, I have a wonderful healing event coming up, which I think you guys saw the commercial for already on the break. But I'm super, super excited about this healing event. If you're here in Atlanta, it's this Saturday, the 25th at noon at Batch Fitness on Piedmont. And we are going to really, really get deep into this group healing. And basically what this healing is going to do is I'm going to remove everything that is holding you back from your greatness and from achieving your greatness. And there's so many things that can be holding people back, from past trauma to limiting belief systems to subconscious fears, and really the list goes on. But whatever those things are, depression, anxiety, anything that you may be dealing with, my healing energy can handle those things and really uproot them, remove them. Because I'm not of a believer that you need to cope for the rest of your life with something. I'm definitely not a believer that you need to take years and years to heal through an issue. The abilities that I have and the amount of skill that I have acquired over my lifetime in doing this work has allowed me to be able to heal at such a fast pace and be able to get the results and create life transformations at an unparalleled pace to really, really make change quickly, because I don't think we have that much. I mean, we don't have all day. So I'm about fast results, but effective and long lasting results as well. So I'm really excited about this healing event because it's going to allow me to really heal the community and to be able to get people on their path. So once I remove the things that are holding you back in this event, once I remove the things that are holding you back from your greatness, I'm then going to set your energy for achievement of all of your goals. So I say that because it's important to understand energy is everything. So if you're trying to, obviously we're in 2020, everyone's trying to achieve their goals right now. They've been doing a lot of goals. And so if you are trying to achieve your goals, but your energy is not appropriate for the achievement of those goals, guess what? You're going to fall short. And so me removing the things that are holding you back, so the reasons why you're not achieving them to begin with, or the things that may hold you back from achieving them in the future, and then setting your energy to be in alignment with those goals and the achievement of those goals, that is gold. So I'm really excited about this event. Again, you can find out more about the event, get tickets at monicabay.com/event. That's Monica Bay spelled BEY.com, monicabay.com/event. So definitely check that out. Now, next, I want to also remind everyone to call in to 678-495-4345 if you want to play the Mystic Challenge. Again, the gift today is going to be a labradorite stone that is specifically powered by me to allow your chakras in your hands and just the power in your hands to be magnified. So you definitely want this gift. So call in and play the challenge. Now, one other thing that I do, again, I'm all about magnifying your people's spiritual gifts, because I believe people have spiritual gifts for a reason. And again, I think everyone has spiritual gifts. I think everyone is psychic. Everyone's a healer. Some people are born more heightened than others, just like, some people are naturally great basketball players and some people aren't. But everyone can learn how to play basketball. Everyone can learn how to heal. Everyone can learn how to use their energy in many, many ways. And so one of the things that I offer people, and I work with a lot of clients on, is developing spiritual gifts. And I get really, really excited about this topic, because I think I like turning people into the powerful people that we're meant to be, because I truly believe that we are meant to be powerful. Our power is limitless. And so what I do is I help people who have spiritual gifts. They may already have a spiritual gift that they're already aware of. If you're not aware of the spiritual gift, I can tap in and find out what that gift is, what your gifts are. Usually there's multiple gifts, but I can tap in and we can discover together what your spiritual gifts are, and then help you actually magnify those gifts. And so that's training you on, so picture, what's that movie called? Doctor Strange, sorry. Picture Doctor Strange. If you've seen that movie and the bald woman who goes and trains everyone on how to work with their energy, that's me. That's basically what I do. People come to me with gifts, with just desires. You may not have a natural gift that you're aware of, but maybe you want to learn how to be more telepathic. Maybe you want to learn how to manifest better. Maybe you want to learn how to heal better. Maybe you want to learn biokinesis, which biokinesis, by the way, is the ability to affect your body on the cellular level, okay? On the cellular level through intention. And so I teach people that as well. So basically I take people's natural gifts and I amplify them, teach them how to use them, and help them turn their gifts into actual tools that they can use to affect positive change in the world. Because that's what I believe our tools are for, to actually be able to affect positive change in the world. So if anyone's interested in that as well, you can go to monicabay.com and book a consultation. We can talk about it, discover what those gifts are, and help you magnify them. Yes. Now, it is time for Spirit Shout Out.
Spirit Shout Out.
So today's Spirit Shout Out is a Aztec goddess of healing. And the spirit that we're shouting out today is called Toci. And it's spelled Toci. So it is an Aztec goddess of healing. And since we're talking about the hands so much today, I thought that would be a great spirit to shout out this today. So she is also known in the Aztec culture, also known as the Mother of Gods, and also known as the Eater of Filth. So what that means is she can take away sickness, germs, toxicity within the body, and that's why it's the Eater of Filth. But basically, you can use her if you would like to tap into the power of Toci. You can use her by connecting with her, calling upon her when you're sick to help you heal faster, help you recover faster from something, and help bring your body into balance. So she's a great one to work with. So spirit shout out to Toci. Now, I want to talk about mudras. So another thing that you can do with your hands, very, very exciting. So mudras, some of you may have heard that term before. Mudras are hand gestures. It's actually a Sanskrit word that means gesture. And it is moving your hands in a particular way or forming your hands in a particular way to create circuits. And those circuits start to affect your body and affect your spiritual energy. So let me explain. Basically, first, mudras go back to ancient history. They've been around forever. And these are things, back when people didn't have TVs or iPhones, and they had lots of time to tune in and figure things out. And a lot of what we know today about the spiritual system and the body, and especially the hands, were things that were intuitively discovered thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. So mudras really go back to, prehistoric times, just really, really ancient times. And so basically, you can put your hands in different motions in order to activate the chakras in those hands. So, for instance, your fingers, one finger will touch another finger, and we'll get into that a little bit after the break. But one finger can touch another finger, which then creates, again, because remember you have chakras in the tips of your fingers. So when those two chakras touch, a circuit is created, and that circuit starts to affect different areas of your body, or your actual aura and your spiritual energy as well, which can help you attract things to you, which can help you change things within your bodies. But we're going to get more into that after the break. In the meantime, also start your journey through a transformative experience with me, Monica Bay, on January 25th at Batch Fitness at 12 p.m. for my healing event. And you are watching Mystic Mondays, and I will be back right after this.
Life Mastery with Monica Bay, the podcast that helps you heal your soul, find your truth, and live your purpose. Deep insights into life, relationships, finance, business, spirituality, and more. Learn to master every area of your life for total fulfillment. Monica Bay, also known as the Healer in Heels, uses her many spiritual gifts to transform lives worldwide. Tune in bi-weekly to Life Mastery with Monica Bay using your favorite podcast app. Don't miss out on your transformation.
Hi, welcome back to Mystic Mondays. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Healer in Heels. And today we are talking about the power in your hands. So earlier we've talked a lot about the chakras in your hands, your ability to heal yourself, how everyone is a natural healer. And now we're talking about mudras. So again, mudras are something mostly known from India, but they really span a lot of different kinds of cultures as well. But we're just going to focus on the Indian mudras for today. So mudras are hand gestures, and you form your hands in particular patterns that start to affect your body. And they start to create circuits that align your energy in a particular way. So I'm just going to teach you 3 mudras today that are good for your well-being. And one is also if you use a mudra and you put your hands in that formation, if you really focus on your energy, focus inward while you're doing a mudra, you can actually feel the energy shift. You can feel a shift happening in your energy, in your mood, in your spirit body. And so these are really super powerful to do. Mudras are usually done during meditation, but you can also do them in a very waking state because it's still creating that energetic effect on you. So the first mudra I want to teach all of you and show all of you is a mudra for happiness. So it's super simple. You just fold your you fold your pinky finger and your ring finger into your palm, and then you put your thumb over those 2 fingers, and you have your index finger and your middle finger facing directly up and straight. And so if you hold this mudra, it's more sideways. But if you hold this mudra to your heart chakra and meditate, or you hold this mudra to your solar plexus chakra and meditate with it on there, it'll promote happiness. It creates a circuit and creates the energy of happiness within the body. And you actually can start to feel, if you focus inwardly and really are paying attention, you can start to feel that shift happening. So that's an awesome way. Again, this is how powerful your hands are. Shifting your energy. Earlier, the mystic message was about happiness. That's why I chose to do this one today as well, because again, that's another way to shift your energy. If you're having a bad mood, or, maybe you got off at the wrong foot of the bed. So another thing is, a lot of people say, oh, my day started off bad, so my whole day was shot. No, you allowed that to happen. Your day can start off wrong, but whether you allow that day to continue being bad, that's completely up to you. So you can use this mudra, this happiness mudra, to shift that energy and bring that happiness and continue on with a happy day instead of a bad day. Now, another mudra, so please use that. We need more happy people. Another mudra that you can use promotes inner peace. And this is the one that a lot of people see when someone is sitting in meditation and they have their index finger touching their thumb, and then their other fingers are straight out, and they're sitting in that pose. You see Buddha using that a lot in Buddha statues and things like that in imagery. And that is the mudra for inner peace. And so that's obviously a great one for meditation, because a lot of times when we are meditating, we're trying to achieve that inner peace and trying to maintain that inner peace. So that's another one. Again, your index finger touches the tip of your thumb, the tips just touch, and then the rest of your hand, the rest of your fingers are straight out, and your palm is facing up. And so basically you do that. You can do that in your lap. You can do that at any chakra that you feel needs that inner peace. And it will actually shift that energy, and it's awesome, and it makes it phenomenal. So you can do that. So please do that as well. We need more peaceful people. So another one. So mudras don't just help you with your mood. They can also help you with your physical body as well. So the next one helps improve your skin. I thought that was a fun tidbit. So this one is where you put your ring finger, the tip of your ring finger, to your thumb, the tip of your thumb, and the rest of your fingers are straight out, and your palm is facing up. So when you do that, it promotes groundedness, but it also improves your skin. It also improves the quality of your skin, helps remove toxicity, things like that. So that's amazing. So if you have any, and one of the reasons why it improves your skin, I think that's important to note, is because a lot of our emotional energy ends up in our skin. So a lot of times when people come to me with skin issues, psoriasis, acne, things like that, I know that there are emotional issues underneath there. That's 100% of the time always the case. So when you have skin issues, you should definitely check your emotions. That's just a side note. But the reason why this particular mudra helps improve your skin is because that toxicity that's in your skin oftentimes is that emotional energy and just negative energy, and inner peace counteracts that. So that definitely helps very, very well. So please use mudras going forward, and be peaceful, happy, and have great skin. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about really quick is psychometry. That's psychic touch. It's called psychometry. And psychic touch is basically being able to, and I talked about it in another episode previously, but psychic touch is being able to touch something and reading the energy off of that. So the way it works is that every time that we are encountering an object, we're storing our energy on it. We imprint everything that we touch, everything that we sit on, everything that we encounter. We leave an energy imprint on that thing. And so as a person who's practicing psychometry, you are reading those energy imprints. So this is how you do it. Very simply, you hold something in your hand that someone has been wearing or keeping close to them. And usually jewelry works very well because people wear it, and it really records a lot of their information on there. Other things could be a pen. Like, for instance, my chakras in my hand are so sensitive that if I borrow someone's pen and they have a lot of anxiety or things like that, I can't hold the pen because I feel all of that immediately. So that's how strong it can start to get. Literally, sometimes I have to just throw the pen down. But things like pens, anything can record, a person's energy. So basically, you hold an object in your hand. First, you rub your hands together to activate your chakras. That's a quick way of just activating the sensors in your hand, the spiritual sensors. And you hold the object in your hand between both hands, and you focus on the object. And again, focus inward into the object. Start reading the energy of the object. Don't think about how to do it. Just do it. So you just focus inward and bring your awareness to the object and the energy in the object. What is it saying? What does it feel like? Using descriptive words. It feels, angry, sad, upset, anxious, happy, elated, whatever those things are. And then you can start tapping deeper into that and start to really see, where that leads you about who was holding that item and things like that. You can even get things like, a person's story, what they were going through when they were holding the object, what they went through yesterday. If someone gives you an object that they had worn yesterday, you can actually touch that object and get a picture of their entire day and see what happens. So these are just cool things, but they're also very good things to practice your psychic ability and your intentions. And so I'll give you a quick story of one time when I was using psychometry. And I used to teach psychometry because I'm a spiritual teacher, so I teach a lot of things. But I used to teach psychometry at this pagan festival. And one time I was teaching a class, and one of the people in the class afterwards came over to my table and wanted a psychometry reading. This was years ago. But he wanted a psychometry reading, so I said, okay. So he gave me a necklace that he had been wearing. And so I, held the necklace between my hand and I started automatically seeing this imagery, and it was very strange imagery. Not about what happened to him yesterday or anything like that. It was like very, strange imagery. I was seeing, some woman, but she seemed like a spirit, not an actual physical woman. And then I was seeing like these trees and this whole scenery. So I started describing that to him, and I wasn't sure at the moment like what it was, but I knew that it was something more on the spiritual side versus his practical everyday thing that he just went through. And as I started to describe that to him, he actually was in awe, and he said that he was actually a near-death experiencer. So he had died and came back to life. And what I was seeing was I was tapping into his near-death experience. What I was describing to him was all the scenery that he had seen during his near-death experience. And again, this is a person I didn't know, so that was really, really interesting, and just shows the level at which you can tap in once you get really skilled at it. So, I wasn't tapping into him, what he was going through that day or the day before or even last year. I was tapping because he had that near-death experience, I think, like 6 years prior. So I was tapping in all the way back then and into that particular experience. And so, yeah, that's just an example of what you can do with your energy when it comes to psychometry and really tapping in to that ability. And again, your power in your hands is so, so strong. The other thing I want to get into really quick is manifestation, because right now everyone's trying to manifest something. We're all trying to achieve our goals. And, we all believe, most of us believe in the power of attraction, the law of attraction. And so it's important to understand that you can manifest things with your chakras. You can manifest things with your chakras as well. So your chakras in your hands are, again, they're commanding chakras, but they're also portals for energy. So energy can flow through your hands, in the palm of your hand, the chakras in your hands, and it also can come out of that. And this isn't just the palm of your hands, it's also all the chakras in your hand, in your fingers as well. But basically what you can do is each hand, most people say that your one hand is projective, one hand is receptive. And the reason why and so let me backtrack. What receptive and projective means is projecting energy, letting energy flow through your hand. Receptive means that you're letting energy come into your hand. So you're taking energy versus sending energy. Now, some people say that you can only project energy from your right hand and only receive energy from your left hand. I say that's a farce, because in my experience, that's just not true. Now, you usually have one hand that's stronger at one thing than the other, but you do have the ability to project and receive from both hands. So I don't want anyone to limit themselves by that rule that a lot of people try to put out there. It's not really a fast rule. Everyone's different. So you can, determine what works for you and what doesn't. But basically, when you're manifesting with your hands, you can send energy into the universe, code it with your intention, out through your hands and send it into the universe, and it actually goes pretty strongly. And it is actually an amazing thing to do. And in addition, a good way to magnify the power of that manifestation is to hold a crystal wand. The quartz crystal is very, very good, or you can use any kind of crystal that is more correlating to your desire that you're looking to manifest. But the reason why a crystal helps you magnify that more is because specifically quartz crystal helps magnify intention. It magnifies the energy. It can multiply the energy and send it out even more strongly into the universe. And so you put that into the palm of your hands and project out through there. But so we are just about done, but I just wanted to again reiterate, your hands are so powerful, and you have so much power in your hands. Please start utilizing that power. Do some more research. Again, if you need to learn more about your power and about how to magnify that and how to actually develop it into tools that you can use, very powerful tools, definitely go to monicabay.com and book an appointment, and we will look into that and help get you on your way. But again, thank you for watching Mystic Mondays. You've been watching Mystic Mondays with Monica Bay, also known as the Healer in Heels, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching Mystic Mondays with me, Monica Bay, also known as the Healer in Heels on United Intentions Media Network. Want to see more of me? Be sure to follow me on all social media at The Real Monica Bay. Join me next time on Mystic Mondays as we continue to elevate and illuminate all things mystic. Until next time. Stay updated on all UI Media shows at www.uimediaapp.com.
The United Intentions Foundation and its associates take no responsibility for the opinions and statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests.